Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we have got a video about the other end of the sewing story, all about whether I actually wear my me-mades and how do I wear them. So I thought it might be interesting to show you 9 outfits that I've worn of me-made or mostly me-made clothes in June. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen all these outfits already because they're the ones that I've posted on Instagram. You might be interested to know kind of how much of my wardrobe is me-made or how much of what I wear every day tends to be me-made. If you're interested in my wardrobe, I did a video recently which was a dressing room tour and wardrobe, so you can see that. If you're interested in how much of my daily wardrobe is me-made, I'd have to guess, but I do know that there's rarely a day where I'm not wearing something, either top or bottom, that is me-made. Today I am wearing a self-knitted top and I'm wearing some shop-bought leggings. So I could easily be wearing leggings that are not shop-bought, but I don't have them in the colour that I've made. So yeah, I'm wearing kind of 50-50, and that's fairly typical. So sometimes it's both, sometimes it's 50-50. So moving swiftly on to the actual content, the first outfit that I'm going to share with you is this one. This is the Wilder blouse from Friday Pattern Company with some Palisade pants. The fabric for the Wilder blouse came from Minerva.com and the fabric for the pants came from Fabworks in Dewsbury, and they also have an online shop. So I'll put links to the various patterns and the various fabrics, or at least fabric stores, because some of these are quite old, in the comments or on my blog. So I'll leave a link down below to all the relevant details. I love this outfit. I love how the blouse goes with the trousers, and to be honest, that blouse, I hadn't worn it all that much since I made it. I kept looking at it. Partly I finished it not long before lockdown, and so I have been working at home and staying at home a lot, and wearing a blouse like that is not really how I roll at home. A bit more pyjama like. So I hadn't touched it. I made it deliberately because it pushed me outside my comfort zone and was a bit more kind of dressed up and grown up than normal, which is what I wanted, but it was also what was holding me back, and I didn't know what to wear it with other than jeans. I just by accident, when I made these brown trousers, which I made last month, I looked at the two colours and I thought, actually, there's kind of a brown in the green of that blouse. So it was a combination that I hadn't expected or planned or thought about in my head until I just saw the two together and just loved the colours. So I felt amazing in that outfit, and I am definitely going to repeat it because I also feel like the dressy blouse is knocked down a notch in a good way to make it feel more comfortable for me by the kind of jersey trousers. So I like how those, and the jersey trousers are elevated a little bit by the blouse. So I just love the way that they work together in that sense too. So the second outfit that I'm going to share with you, I've got my phone down here to check, is a Kalle shirt. So Closet Case Patterns Kalle shirt. Now I made this as a shirt dress to begin with, and I just didn't wear it. So about, I can't remember, 6 weeks ago, I chopped it off into a relatively cropped length, and you'll see in the photos. So the striped shirt is a Kalle shirt from Closet Case Patterns, and I put it with jeans, which are the ginger jeans from Closet Case Patterns. The cardigan in the picture is from possibly H&M, had it ages. So that's a shop cardigan, just a plain navy cardigan. And I really like the simplicity of this. Again, as I said, I wasn't wearing it as a shirt dress. I love the fabric. I like stripes. I've got so many stripes in my wardrobe, but I hadn't been wearing it. But having chopped it off to a more a different length, it's definitely brought a whole new lease of life to that shirt. And it is kind of, I made the sleeveless version, and on the Kalle shirt slash shirt dress, if you don't know, the sleeves are that kind of short sleeve that hasn't got any formal sleeve pattern piece, so there's no real sleeve, but it does just come over the edge of your shoulders. There is actually a cuff piece on the Kalle shirt, but it's not actually proper sleeve, if you like. Take a look at the line drawings if you're interested. So next of all, there's a bit of theme here actually, because this is the Morningside shirt, which again, when I first made it, I wasn't wearing it. So I first made it with the flounces on the shoulder. And I think I featured this in my video where I reviewed what I'd made last year and looked at the fails, or the ones I just wasn't wearing. And I wasn't wearing it because the flounces on the shoulders of that shirt, even though I liked them in theory, the fabric I'd chosen was a bit too sticky out. It looked a little bit like a Star Trek uniform, I felt. I just wasn't into it. Love the fabric again. That chambray blue with the, I think it's called Dobby. There is a name for that particular type of fabric effect that you can see on the pictures. I'm looking down here. Yeah, you can. There's a couple of pictures that I'll be able to share with you. You can see it's a raised effect, and it's like it comes through from the back, and the threads are cut at the front and they're free. So you get a textured effect. I love it, and I love the colour combo. It's really classic and I think it suits me, but I wasn't wearing the shirt because it had a detail that I didn't like. So I changed that. I just cut the flounces off and re-sewed the arm hole, and now I much prefer it and I find it much more wearable. So in these pictures I am wearing them with Morgan jeans from Closet Kate's Patterns. So I'm wearing the Morningside shirt and I'm wearing it with Morgan jeans, and I was wearing that, if you're interested, on the 12th of June. So next one, again, this was really unexpected, and one of the reasons why I've been posting on Instagram outfits a bit more is to try and get me to explore things that aren't just run-of-the-mill for me. We all have those outfits that we pick again and again and again. Totally good. Everyone should have those outfits that they don't have to think about, that feel good on them. But if I don't put any effort into it, I can really get into a rut, and then I don't feel good. Then I feel kind of bored with what I'm wearing. So I found this outfit again by accident, and then I was really excited by it. So it's the Avery leggings from Helen's Closet. I made those. The blouse is actually a ready-to-wear blouse, and I did a video comparing the Wilder blouse on my first outfit in this video and this red blouse, which is a Marks and Spencer's blouse. They're really similar, except the Marks and Spencer's blouse is fuller, which you could quite easily achieve with the Wilder blouse. So they are very equivalent patterns. Raglan sleeves, gathers around the neck, a tie, and I would not in a million years have expected that to work with these kind of olive khaki green leggings. I didn't realise it was long enough, to be honest, because I have a self-imposed rule that if I'm wearing leggings I have to cover my bottom. You might not, and that's fine, but it's a rule for me. And I didn't realise it was long enough, but it was long enough. And as soon as I realised that and I put it on, I felt $1 million. I don't wear that blouse very much. I really like it, but quite a lot of days I feel like it's just too much for me. Maybe I should just get braver. But those two together I really liked. I actually only wore that outfit for about half a day, but I did the supermarket shopping in it and I felt like $1 million. Small things, eh? So that I felt was a really successful outfit. Next up, a fairly classic combo for me, and something that I've had made for quite a while and something that's fairly new. So these lilac, I'm not sure what to call the colour. I'm going to call it rose lilac. Let's go with that. Rose lilac linen trousers. They're the Thurlow trousers from Sewaholic. A real go-to pattern for me. I think off the top of my head, I've got at least 4, and it feels like probably more than that, pairs of Thurlow trousers. This particular pair in linen, I widened the length a little bit, so there is a pleat at the front which introduces extra width in the legs. They're great for hot weather, and they're really comfortable. So it's actually a linen viscose as well, it's not a pure linen, and I've had them a while, so the softness of the linen is really good because they don't get washed very much, but they get worn a fair bit, and they've really softened up. So yeah, they're really good. I also made the waistband a bit deeper, but I'm not sure. Oh, you can see, I did take a picture. The waistband is about half as deep again as the standard waistband, maybe even double, because I liked the style of that. I was copying a pair of ready-to-wear trousers that I'd had a while, had fallen to pieces, and I wanted that deep waistband. The top half is a pattern I think I made in January. It's from Bootstrap Fashions, which is the custom pattern website that I featured a couple of times. where you put your own measurements in, and then the pattern, that the PDF pattern that you get is made to those measurements with no effort whatsoever on your part. I love it. And actually I've got some videos coming up on the same sort of subject, so I'll be talking a lot more about that in the coming months. But yeah, this is a blouse slash shirt. It's a button-up shirt. It has the gathers at the collar, and I really find that flattering, especially on a smaller bust like mine. It adds a bit of bulk here. So maybe on a larger bust it might not be so flattering. I'm not sure if you wore it more open. You know what suits you. But I really like that blouse. It's made in jersey actually. It's not made in wovens, which the pattern was sized for wovens, but I just switched out the fabric with no issues whatsoever. Didn't bother with any cuffs because I wanted to keep it quite casual and I wasn't in the mood for doing any cuffs. But it's basically just a white shirt, but because it's got a few little details and it's made in jersey, it feels less formal and less shirt-like than that. I like making things out of jersey that you would expect to be in wovens, if the fabric works. So moving on, another combo. This one's a ready-to-wear bottom and a me-made top. The ready-to-wear bottom is the snakeskin trousers. I'm about to try a pattern. The next-ish thing that I make is going to be, I think they're called the resolution pants from Love Notions patterns. If I've remembered that wrong, or even if I haven't, I'll put it across the bottom, because I would like to have more trousers slash pants, joggers, whatever you call them, like these snakeskin trousers. And it seemed to me that the resolution pants were a good fit, and a lot of people recommended Love Notions patterns to me as one that have really great instructions, which so far I would definitely agree. I've only done the prep work, I haven't even cut out yet, but I've had a look at them and they do seem really thorough. So the resolution pants is what you could copy, I think. Those snakeskin trousers, but I didn't make those, but I did make the top. The top is the Oliver top from Seamwork. That was in my last What Have I Been Making video, and I did the hand embroidery on it too. And it's probably, of my recent me mades, it isn't one like the blouse I mentioned that went into the wardrobe, like the shirts, that went into the wardrobe and actually barely got touched. It's been out and in and out and in and out and in lots, even though it's probably only about a month old. So it's a real success story, that white top, probably because it's so neutral, but I love the embroidery as well. And I feel very proud of myself every time I wear it. So quite a simple kind of black and white combo there, but I really like it and it's dead comfy. So next, and second to last, is a fairly classic colour combo. I feel like this looks really 70s. So these are the Thurlow trousers again. So those lilac linen trousers were Thurlows, and these are Thurlows, and I think they look really different. The jean Thurlows that you're looking at now are the original width of the trousers. So they're a bit of a, not so much boot cut as just wide from the knee. So they're definitely not officially boot cut, but they're wide leg-ish trousers. But I made them in denim, and I did all this top stitching that you would normally do on jeans. The only thing that they don't have that jeans would have is that back yoke, so that extra section kind of above the back pocket, another section of fabric between the pocket and the waistband. I didn't bother adding that into the pattern, but everything else is like jeans. So they have stitched back pockets. I don't think that you've got a picture of a pocket, but they have all the fly and all of that stuff. I love how they turned out. And again, there is a theme here, and I hadn't realised it, because that blue top I'm wearing, I had barely touched. I made it last July. I know when I made it because it was in my dancing and trying on clothes video. If you've not seen that, I will definitely link down below. It was a lot of fun to make, and I should really make another one soon. A little bit silly, but very much me. Anyway, I know when I made it in July last year when it was really hot like it is today. But I don't wear sleeveless things very much because I'm often very cold. So until the weather gets, for England, extremely hot, I often have far too many clothes on and don't realise until I get too hot, or maybe I don't get too hot because I'm used to it. But anyway, sleeveless stuff doesn't historically get a lot of wear. So this blue top, I love it. I love how it looks. I love the colour. I enjoyed making it. and I barely touched it. So I was really pleased when I pulled it out of the wardrobe on 5 days ago, so about the 19th of June, and put it with the jeans and just loved the vibe of that outfit. Yeah, very pleased with that one. And then finally, a very classic combo of denim and white shirt, but not quite down the line on either of them. So these are my Jenny overalls, which I think I made last spring, in a kind of it is a denim, but it's not stiff at all. It's almost a chambray, but slightly heavier than a chambray. And this fabric, I loved it because it had a really kind of silvery greyish blue, what should have been the reverse, and a very intense blue rear, or yeah, face. The real, I can't speak, lost my words. One side was dark, one side was light. How about that? And you can see on the pictures that I played around with that when I was making it. So the side pockets, I've got some of the dark showing, and the waistband is in dark, and then I used the selvage, and at the top of the back pockets I used some dark. So I didn't do a lot of top stitching. I did more what the Jenny overalls suggest for top stitching, rather than going full on jeans and gold top stitching and stuff, and I'm happy with how that worked out. I did use my own, I redrafted the Jenny top when I first made those overalls slash dungarees. The pattern's American, so it says overalls. They're dungarees if you live in this country. Anyway, I redrafted the top of that the first time I made them, and I think I like my top better than theirs, so I used my top. I did videos about that as well, and I will link to those. And then with it is my white with blue details Granville shirt by Sewy. So again, two really tried and true patterns of mine are Sewy ones, the Thurlow trousers and the Granville shirt. And this is the shirt I made, I think, in April. And I showed you, and it's mainly looks like a white shirt from the front, but underneath the collar is blue, and then there's a stripe of blue ombre down the back. It was a really interesting fabric that had that kind of ombre blue down the center of the fabric. So when it was folded on the bolt, that intense blue was what you could see on the fold, but then when you looked at the bolt, most of the fabric was white. And it took me years, literally, to work out what to make with it. I think I had it about 5 years before I sewed with the fabric, but then I made a shirt. And this was actually the first time I'd worn that shirt as well, so it was about 6 weeks old before I properly wore it. But I'm really pleased with how it was. If I'm honest, I actually only wore this outfit for about an hour. I was supposed to be going on a video call meeting for work, and then that got cancelled. And instead, one of my children was having a little bit of a difficult emotional day about not being at school and all of that. And so I changed into much more comfy clothes, and we went out for a walk, and we did some playing. So my shirt and my dungarees were not really the right clothes for that. So I didn't actually wear that outfit very long. But while I was wearing it, and when I do look at the pictures, I'm very pleased with it. I feel like I need a drink now. I feel like I've talked a lot, but I thought you might find it interesting to see how the things that I show that say I've made this month and I've made that this month, how they actually end up appearing in my wardrobe. And some of those things you've seen today are things that I made years ago, and then, as I've said as I've gone along, some of the things are things that are really new. There's a real mix, which is probably quite a good reflection of how I dress on a day-to-day basis. So if you found this interesting, please let me know in the comments down below. And I would also just love to know the kind of videos you'd like me to do. I haven't asked you that for a while, so in the comments down below, let me know if you liked this video. Let me know which your favourite outfit was, and also if you've got any ideas of what you would like me to talk about, or something you'd like me to explore or show, then put it in the comments down below and we'll see what happens with it. I can't promise that I'll do everything, and some things people ask me and I really don't know the answer, or it's not within my skill set, so it might not be that I could show you. But if I can, and if it's practical, then I'll definitely work on it. Thank you so much for watching. As ever, you can use my Ko-fi page if you would like to express your gratitude by giving me a small donation, but I really appreciate that you watch, and that's the most important thing to me. I'll see you again soon. Bye!